Thank you. Welcome. First of all, a big thank you to MIF for putting this whole show on. Also, a very big thank you to Chen Lin. I think Chen does an absolutely fantastic job in picking these companies. He does a lot of work, a lot of research, and we are very proud to be able to share the stage with these three companies. I either know the chairman or one of the board of directors of all of these companies. These are good people, good companies, and we're very proud to share the stage with them. However, there is only one company that is Mexico's newest silver and gold mining company, and that is Guanajuato Silver. So I'm going to take 10 minutes, and I'm already down to only 9 minutes and 22 seconds, so I got to be fast. 10 minutes, 10 slides to tell you about our company. And we're not going to be one of those companies that goes 30 minutes on a 10-minute gig. So we're going to be moving adroitly through these slides. First of all, the first slide is unusual. This is the first time that I've used this slide in this presentation. And what this shows is our booth at PDAC, number 3349. And you'll notice you can't actually see the booth on this slide. All you see is a very, very long road. This illustrates how far our booth is from when you actually go into the PDAC. So the first 7 people, the first 7 investors to get to our booth on the next 3 days will get a 1-ounce silver coin in our appreciation for taking that very, very long road to get to our booth and finding out something about our company. So we are Guanajuato Silver. We're very proud of being named after this beautiful historical city. It is a lovely place. Chen got a chance to join us in November for our grand reopening of the mine and mill complex. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Perhaps most importantly, it has 450 years of mining history. I was born in Timmins, Ontario. People from Timmins are very proud of our 120-year mining history, but that's 120 years, not 450 years like it is in Guanajuato, Mexico. The other reason why this image is important, because it's such a beautiful place, young geologists and engineers who work for us in Mexico, and 100% of our operation in Mexico is run and operated and managed by Mexican people. If you're a young geologist or engineer, you can get a nice apartment on the south side of Guanajuato. It's that or living in some dusty village in Chihuahua or Sonora. For a lot of people, this is a lot better opportunity. And so, therefore, we have an opportunity to be able to attract very good mining talent within Mexico and within Guanajuato. That, if you don't know where Guanajuato is, it's right in central Mexico. What I like to say to people is that if you throw a dart at the map of Mexico, if you hit a bullseye, you will hit Guanajuato. So there is a state of Guanajuato. That's the big sort of orangey color that you see. There's also a city of Guanajuato. Guanajuato City has about 200,000 people in it. There is an international airport right next door, about 40 minutes drive away. International meaning daily flights to Houston, Dallas, very easy to get to. This is not, deepest, darkest Africa or on some mountaintop in British Columbia, Canada. Very easy to get to. So I mentioned at the top of the conversation that we are Mexico's newest precious metals company. How did we get a chance to do that? We purchased the El Cubo mine and milling operation last year from Endeavour Silver. As Chen was nice enough to point out, we paid $15 million for that operation. The last time, just to put it in context, the last time that changed hands was in 2012 when the previous owner paid $200 million for it. They paid $100 million in cash and $100 million in their shares. And then they spent about $30 million building the plant that we refurbished last fall. It's my opinion that shareholder value gets generated at the purchase price of these assets. Far too often, mining companies overpay for these assets and then try and pedal really fast to figure it out afterwards. Buying the assets at the beginning, it's the purchase price that matters. We're ramping up to annual production of 1.8 million silver equivalent ounces. We ain't quite there yet. We're at a run rate right now of about 1.3 million ounces, but by the end of the third quarter, we anticipate being at that 1.8 million silver equivalent ounce production on a yearly basis. I always like to show people this picture. That's the plant that we bought. Sometimes when I tell people we paid $15 million for it, they think that it's sort of a ma and pa operation. That's not what this is. We're currently doing about 30,000 tons of ore through our processing plant. Here you can see it. We spent about $5 million last fall refurbishing this plant, so not a whole rebuild, really very much a refurbishment. New ball mill liners, new electronics, new computer technology, 2 new crushers that you don't see in this image that are sort of upslope from where this image is. And what we've brought to the El Cubo operation is a new mining strategy. So the previous operator did a lot of long hole stoping. We do a lot of limited cut and fill. What we're trying to do is being very, very selective in terms of our grade and in terms of where we're going within the mine to extract that grade. We feel that moving less material at higher grade will be a path towards better profitability and a better long-term solution for this narrow vein epithermal system in Guanajuato. So we're doing about 30,000 tons a month. About 20,000 tons a month comes from in situ vein material from Cubo itself, and about 10,000 tons from our other project in the area called Pinguico, which was a past producer many years ago. There's a large stockpile of waste material that was there from 110 years ago. They thought it was waste. It's got about 100 grams of silver equivalent in it, so we simply have to put that material on the back of a 20-ton truck, move it the 8 kilometers to our processing plant, and we can make a little bit of money doing that. As you can see, in the fourth quarter of last year and the first quarter, those are the only ones that we've reported, we've produced over 500,000 silver equivalent ounces. That's silver equivalent, silver and gold in about a 60-40 ratio. There are no base metals in the ore here. That's a good-looking cross-section of our mining operation at Cubo. Once again, in Guanajuato, there's a 450-year mining history. At Cubo, people have been mining for about 200 years, and in kind of a modern way for at least 100 years. That's a 4-kilometer-long strike length of Villa Verapando. In the northern area, you can see Santa Cecilia. In that particular area, there's a lot of transverse veins. They cut across the main fabric of the main structures. They are more they're more gold rich. The material there is, the value proposition is more like 60-40 in favor of gold. One important element here, you can see the little circle there that I've got new connector to Santa Cecilia. So despite all of the mining that's taken place, including 27 levels of mining in the south area, in the Zona Villalpando, despite that, the 2 halves of this mine, the south and north halves, were never connected. So this is one of the areas where we're spending capital right now, which we think is going to have an immediate impact on our costs and our profitability. So there's only about 150 meters that was not connected between north and south. Currently, when trucks leave the northern part of the mine, they travel about 7 kilometers around to our processing facility. Once that connector gets done in about 3 weeks' time, they'll be able to drive only 2.5 kilometers underground. So a saving of fuel, a saving of tire wear, less road maintenance, all that good stuff. If you're considering taking a speculative position in Guanajuato Silver Corporation, it's always nice to see who else you are investing alongside of. Endeavour Silver, by virtue of the fact that they took back some stock in partial payment for our acquisition of El Cubo, they're a large shareholder. However, they also bought $3.5 million worth of stock in December in our last capital raise. So I think that's a very good comment on what they think our abilities are and how we've managed the process so far. Mermacan Capital, that's a Connecticut-based precious metals fund run by Dan Oliver, who's also on our board of directors. All of the CEOs who stand in front of you will tell you about the fantastic, wonderful, experienced people who are part of their company. Time will not allow me to go into all of the CVs, so I'm only going to mention one person. That's Ramon Davila. Ramon joined our board of directors about a year ago, and then about 2 months ago, because Ramon feels like I do that we have all of the ingredients necessary to make El Cubo a hub and spoke operation and really grow this company into something significant in central Mexico. Ramon, in my estimation, has the best CV in Mexican mining. He's had enormous success at Peñoles, enormous success at Pan American Silver, and my ability to be able to point to his success is mostly illustrated at First Majestic. Ramon was the chief operating officer and on the board of directors of First Majestic from when that company had 4 employees to when they had 4,000 employees. From 0 production to 12 million silver equivalent ounces per year. Ramon left that gig in 2016 to take on a political role. He became the economy minister for the state of Durango, where he lives. And Ramon and I like to joke that after 4 years in politics, every good miner should leave and get a real job. That's what he's doing here with us. The rest of the team works well together, and we want to make Mexico's next important mining company, and that's going to be Guanajuato Silver. So thank you very much.